As of lately, I've been hearing questions, and one of the main questions is, what were our ancestors doing before the advent of religion? Um, and I think the answer is our ancestors were into nature, and for that very reason, I say nature is my religion. Um, when you think about our natural gifts and talents, our intuitive gifts, um, you talk to any real spiritist, any real person who has tapped into their power, they'll tell you that they learned it mostly on their own. You can be taught some of these things, but a lot of it is just stuff that you have to go through on your own. And I think when we talk about the spiritual realm, and just your spiritual walk, it's a personal thing. Your spiritual walk is personal. No one can really tell you these things. You can't really learn these things in church. You can't really learn these things from even from your parents. These some of these things, most of these things, you just have to learn. And so for that very reason, I think that we people are coming turning back to nature. They're turning back to the spirit. This can look like going back to your traditional religions. This can look like just just tap into your gifts. Maybe it's tarot, maybe it's mediumship, whatever your gifts is. That's I feel like that's tapping into that nature religion. Um, and I feel like with nature religion, there's not much there's not much judgment. There's very little judgment, if any. Um, I feel like time is and the conditions of the world are calling us to turn back to that nature religion. I think that um most of these major religions are failing us. I think that it's evident in the results we're getting, not only in our physical life, but in our emotional lives, mental lives. There's so much mental health problems. There's so many emotional problems. Um, this is crazy. The numbers for suicide are crazy. It's a dark time that we're living in, and the numbers for murders are even crazier. It's a dark time that we're living in. But I think tapping into that nature religion gives us power and it gives us access to source code. Um, because yes, in my previous video I kept talking about source code, but I want people to know that not everybody is aware or has access to their source code. I mean, well, I'll say that we all have access, but not everybody is aware of their source code. You know, so and I think that tapping into your nature religion, um, and I don't even want to say religion. I guess it's more like a walk, but tapping into that nature religion can really help you can help you on your healing journey, you know. One thing I wrote down some more notes. One thing I wrote down is that when dogma fails, the source code within us teaches us the ways of the universe. And I think that's a very impactful download that I got today. When you think about for instance, when you think about the church, the black church, for instance, with the amount of people that have been leaving over the last 8 years, 8 to 10 years, it's been insane. And the church has felt this, not only in the ties, but in just the amount of the in the spirit of the church, you know. Um, and I think a lot of this has been a lot of the reason for this has been the dogma, the lies, the opinions, um, the just the acting of the total opposite of the principles of the religion. You know, I think that's why I got that download. I think when dogma fails you, the source code is what keeps you alive. The source code is what keeps you healthy. The source code is what keeps you in good spirits and good mind. You know, a lot of times when you see people losing their mind, it's because they're off balance. They're not in alignment with the the purpose that they were put here for. You know, um, and like I said, we all have one general purpose. But we have many purposes. But one of our general purposes is to tap into that source code and to benefit the one, the all. You know, how are we benefiting the all? You know, that's a question that I always want people to ask themselves. How are we positively benefiting the all? You know, are we are we giving back to the poor? Are we helping our families? Are we listening to our mothers? You know, and a lot of these things I have to work on myself, but you know, I just want people to just be aware of um what's going on in this world, you know. And um dogma can really tarnish somebody's relationship with spirit. Dogma can really tarnish someone's relationship with spirit. There's a lot of times where people just give up on um not only the belief in God, but the belief in themselves. People oftentimes give up on the belief in themselves because the leaders that they are learning from, they aren't living a righteous lives, you know. And I feel like, how can you be teaching someone spiritually if you're not living a righteous life, you know? So I feel like this is why a lot of people are turning back to the nature religion. People are turning back to the spiritist movements. People are turning back to tapping into their ancestors, ancestral veneration. This is a great time that we're living in. This is a very great time that we're living in. That Mm, I think that we have a lot of power within us. I think that um we have a lot of deities on our side. I think we have a lot of energy that we can tap into, and but we just it's just all about how we're using it. If we use this moment and we don't use it to benefit our future kids and our situations, we don't use it to benefit our situations and the situations of our future kids, then we have failed, you know. And I don't like to use the word fail, but that's kind of what it really is. We have the internet, we have so many resources nowadays. There is really, if you have the internet and you don't have much financial troubles, which a lot of people have financial troubles, but if you don't have where it's debilitating and you have access, you have time to do research and stuff like that, there's no reason why you shouldn't be tapping into your source code. Even if you find 10 minutes a day to just meditate or just pray, that is tapping into source code, you know. We all have the ability to tap into source code, you know. And I like to say that, and I want to say that our bodies are meant to protect us. um when you feel something that's going wrong, um that is your body protecting you. I know there's been times where you wanting to go out at night and you just got a feeling that you shouldn't go, and then the next day you figure out and you find out that something wrong happened. Maybe it was a shooting, maybe it was an arrest, maybe it was an accident. There's a lot of things that can happen, but that is just one instance of your body protecting you, you know. And I feel like that's part of that source code that I'm talking about. If we type in the source code, your body just works with you. You'll be in alignment with your body because your body wants to help you. Your body is not trying to harm you. But a lot of times if we harm our bodies, which takes us off of the path where we can't even hear what our body is saying. Sometimes a lot of times we feel it, but we don't understand it, you know. And so I think that's part of that symbiotic relationship, that give and take relationship. I think that um we have to treat our bodies with care, because in this temple, that's where our source code lies, that's where our essence lies. I think we have to just protect it, you know. We have to protect it because our tuition keeps us from the traps of the world if we listen to it. That's another thing I wrote. Our intuition keeps us from falling into the traps of the world if we listen to it. If we listen to our intuition, we will not be fall victim to the world. We will be not reactionary. We will be proactive. We will not be reactionary. We will be proactive. We will be creators of this world. We will not be victims. We will not be consumers. We will be producers. You know, and I think that that's what the conditions of the world is calling us to walk into. I think that's what the time is calling for. Is calling for us to produce something. It's calling us for us to really benefit the whole, to heal ourselves. But in that healing ourselves, we're healing other people. You know, um, I think that this walk is sacred that we're walking. But yeah, nature is my religion. I like to just hammer that point down. Um, we have a grand opportunity to really tap back into that the knowledge that our ancestors left behind us. Even if you don't have a personal connection with your ancestors, there's ways that they speak to you, you know. So you just tap into them. Even if you don't know their name, their energy is there. Energy doesn't need a name, you know. Energy doesn't need a it knows you. Energy knows you, and you know energy. So once you tap into it, you'll know it, you know. So tap into your power, you know, tap into that source code, and tap into nature. Go to a river, go to a lake, go to the ocean, um and embrace nature, embrace the wind, embrace the sand, embrace the dirt, embrace the rocks, embrace the trees, embrace grass, embrace the go to the park and sunbathe, go to the park and write down some notes, go to the park and just tap into the what the universe gave you, tap into that gift that the universe gave you. We all have a gift inside of us, and it's our duty to tap into it. It's our duty to want to discover it, then to tap into it, and then to really use it to benefit not only ourselves but the whole, the people around us, our family, our friends, and even the strangers in our lives. You know the strangers that we don't even know about, um, because um we're all connected in one way. I wrote another thing. I wrote, since everything in life derives from the one, we are all connected and feel the effects of every decision made in life. So we're all connected, and if I make one decision, it's gonna affect somebody miles and miles away. I think that's what they call the butterfly effect, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But yes, we all everything we do affects um the people in on this earth that we are sharing space with. We're sharing. We think about it because there's someone across the world right now who's under the same moon as you, under the same sun as you, under the same stars as you. They breathe the same air as you. So how could we not be connected? How could we not be connected when the same sun is nourishing us, the same moon is giving us light? How can we not be connected? So just be mindful of that when you're out in this world, because this is part of that nature religion that I talk about. This is part of that natural connection that you have to Mother Earth. That the natural connection that you have to the stars, the natural connection that you have to the universe, and even the multiverses, the other universes. But for one, start with the universe. But yeah, like we have this opportunity to connect with nature, and I just want us to tap into it because our connection to the source code um is the our connection to source code is the foundation of the nature religion. Our connection to source code is the foundation of the nature religion. So if you tap into it, promise you'll get results. Um, I would like y'all to, if you tap into the source code, if you start going to enjoying nature, going to trees, sunbathing, going to rivers, praying, talking to the water. If you start doing that, just leave a comment. If you start writing more, leave a comment. If you start doing meditation, leave a comment. If you do anything to tap into that source code within you, leave a comment. And I want to know how it affected your life, how it's affecting your life right now, how it's if you've been doing it for a minute, I want to know how it's changed your life. Yeah, I want to connect with y'all. So yeah, tap in with me. I want y'all to embrace life. I want y'all to live fully, live to your fullest potential. Peace, y'all. Tap in with me.